Hey everyone, Road Breach here, and today we're going to talk about Repzion. This was a video that I didn't want to make, mostly because I liked Repzion for a while, and I was under the assumption that he wouldn't be hypocritical. But I guess I really shouldn't have any expectations for standards, especially when it comes to people on this platform. For those who don't know, Daniel Sulzbach, aka Repzion, is a commentator who covers things like drama, corrupt businesses, and he used to react to social justice videos back when the anti-SJW crowd was very vocal. He's also made videos on bigoted Muslims and Christians, which I think is a good thing to call out extremists. I have zero say in who you date, sleep with, or marry. It's no one else's choice but yours. There's more that I could talk about, but it would be pretty irrelevant to what I'm talking about now. The thing that spurred me into action to make this video was when I was on my secret Twitter account and I found that Daniel liked this screenshot of an article on a singer named Lana Del Rey that was saying furries were gross. Why the hell anyone should care about the opinion of a mediocre singer is anyone's guess, but I also noticed that this was an article by Pink News. Pink News is a news publication that covers anything concerning the LGBT community. This wouldn't be a problem if the site didn't make articles like "Straight man complains his gay friend is innocently flirting with him and soon gets put in his place," and "This mostly straight guy is falling in love for his bisexual roommate while they're stuck in lockdown together." Pink News revels in stuff like this. Insignificant things like a straight man turning down the advances of a gay man because he's straight, or turning people gay because everyone who isn't a minority is bigoted to these people. I wouldn't have an issue if you made a news publication that focuses on one specific group, but if you feel the need to politicize it like this, then that's when I have an issue with it. If gay conversion therapy is an issue to you, then it should be just as bad to try and convert straight people into gay people. It seems Daniel is low enough to like shit like this as long as it's anti-furry. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if Daniel liked an article by the Daily Stormer if they were anti-furry. So this made me curious as to if Daniel made any videos on furries. And to my surprise, he did. But holy shit, are these videos awful. You might say something along the lines of, "But Road Breach, these videos were made years ago. Why is this relevant now?" He probably doesn't even think that way anymore. 1. He liked this screenshot, and your Twitter likes are public. 2. There aren't a lot of videos calling him out on this. And 3, he did not bring this up in his Repzion Files video, where he goes over shit he did and said in the past that he doesn't agree with anymore. So I think it's safe to say that he still might think this way, and I have a good enough reason as to why I feel the need to make this video. So without further ado, let's do this.
Let's talk about furries. For those of you who don't know, a furry is someone who loves to dress up in an animal costume. And in this animal costume, they are fully from head to toe in a wolf, a lion, a cat, a dog, many different types of animals. And they go around and they hold signs and they make squeaky noises and they don't talk. That's one of the biggest key things, is they don't talk.
Wow, we're not even a minute in and you've already proven that this was spur of the moment. While there are furries who do have full body fursuits, not everyone has that. There are some furries who just have fur heads and paws, some who just have fur heads, and some who can't afford full-body fursuits because they can cost thousands of dollars, much like you or somebody else paid for your PC to play this game on. You're also referring to the squeakers, which is a small portion of the furry community. As for the no talking being a big thing, they do speak. 2 furry YouTubers that I like that I'm subscribed to are Fluke and Majira Strawberry. And guess what? They talk. A lot.
Hi.
Welcome back to my channel.
I needed something to do while I waited for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War to download. This is a new series on my channel that I am starting as of right now because, I should probably tell you the name actually. Madeira's Monologues. Yeah. You like that name? You know, it starts with an M and another M, so it could be like M&M, so that could be like the candy or the rapper.
As for the sign holding, once again, you're talking about this as if it's the whole community when it isn't.
Having been to many conventions in my lifetime and having done cosplay before, I have felt very uncomfortable among many furries because they like to come up to random people and hug them, and then when you try to speak to them, they do nothing besides make little and make little squeaky sounds, which honestly really makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't think I've ever been hugged by a furry and not feel uncomfortable, simply because, well, one, they're masked, and two, they don't talk. I don't really mind people being masked, but if they have no interaction and no social skills to actually be able to talk like a normal human being, and rather they're so convoluted into their identity as a furry, a dog, or whatever they want to be, then that just kind of makes me feel uncomfortable.
Okay, we're really dropping off a goddamn cliff here fast. You titled this video one of the most rage bait titles possible, and you decide to use the goddamn group fallacy because of your anecdotal evidence. If furries don't have any social skills, explain why these furries have significant others.
Hold on, I have it. I can pull it up. Whyvideoisgreat.com.
Whyvideoisgreat.com. Thank you so much. They had a article about the couple tag, and it has 73 questions. So we each chose 10 of the 73 questions. We're gonna go back and forth asking each other, and we'll see how well we actually know each other.
I kind of rewrote some of mine, so I'm sorry.
I rewrote some of mine too, so it's okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Fluke the Husky, and this is my boyfriend, Tyrox. Say hi, Tyrox.
And bans everyone, as well as sending the letter to furries to them, as well as sending the letter to furries to them. Bro, I swear, I refuse to believe that someone over the age of 12 wrote this and actually thought it would work. Like, this is like the plotline of like a Rugrats episode, I swear. This operation will be called Operation Double Dutch after the server owner's gay boyfriend. Seriously. The owner's gay boyfriend. Like, I love how they had to specify that the owner's gay boyfriend. Like, yes, my boyfriend's gay. Maybe the idea of actually being in a relationship is just like a foreign concept to them, but yes, gay people exist. Hello.
You say they don't have any social skills, yet these people have boyfriends. This is how I know that this is a blanket statement. The fact that you're basing this off of a bad interaction that you've had with furries is not going to cut it. I'm not saying that getting a random hug from a stranger isn't uncomfortable, and I'm not saying you have to accept it either. God, no. But I am saying that generalizing because of a bad interaction you've had with a group doesn't reflect greatly on you.
But one of the biggest issues that I have with furries is not the sexualization of it. The same goes for like bronies. You know, I find it really disgusting that people sexualize like furry. There's furry porn, there's brony porn, My Little Pony porn, and stuff like that. But it's not even so much as the sexualization part, because people can have their kinky fetishes and they want to fap off to hentai-sized titties of cartoons and fucking ponies with dicks and penises. Why did I say dicks and penises? I don't know, they're the same thing. But you know what I mean. They're free to do that. As long as nobody's getting hurt, I don't fucking care what they do to get off on certain things.
If you think furry porn is gross, then you're fully within the right to feel that way. But then you talk about people flaunting it.
But what I do have a problem with the brony community and the furry community, and this is primarily about furries, but this can also apply to many other different types of fandoms in general, is people who have to literally flaunt that they're this, or flaunt that they're that. And this goes back even when I was younger, and when I was younger on YouTube, I would always self-proclaim myself and flaunt myself as the world's biggest geek on YouTube. Well, you know what? I stopped doing that because I realized how retarded I always looked by making myself out to be, pretty much flaunting myself as how much of a geek I am. And I've grown to the point of where I don't need to flaunt my interests and my passions, even though I do consider myself a geek. It's just not needed anymore because it makes me look really desperate and wanting to be seeking out for validation of my geekiness.
Which admittedly can be pretty annoying when people flaunt the fact that they're a fan of something in an obnoxious manner. But furries that go to conventions are just there to have a good time, meet people, and unwind. I know that you're a fan of Star Wars, and when I go to look at your social media accounts, you don't seem to engage in the behavior you just described, so I can't call you a hypocrite. Yet.
In the same way, I cannot stand furries who flaunt that they're a fucking goddamn furry. It pisses me the fuck off. I don't fucking care what you do in your free time, but the fact that you have to proclaim yourself to the humanity on the internet or in public, I'm a brony internet, I'm a furry, and you have to flaunt that identity that you have, I just don't like it. And this isn't even an argument against them. Rather, it's a simple reason for why I fucking hate furries. It's because I've never come into contact with a furry. With all the furries I've interacted with, I've never come into contact with a furry who doesn't have to flaunt their fetish or flaunt their obsession with these fucking animal costumes. Sometimes one's actual sexuality, if you're gay, straight, bisexual, I can understand that because that is part of who you are.
But no matter what you say, I will not believe that you are a fucking dragon. I will not believe that you are a fucking dog, and I will not believe that you are a fucking cat. No matter how deeply rooted your identity is in those fucking characters that you are so obsessed with, I will not acknowledge that that is what you are.
This is another thing anti-furries will espouse, that they believe that they are actually what their costume is. But what you're doing right here is confusing other kin people with furries. Furries are people who just like anthropomorphic animals, whereas other kin actually think that they are that actual animal. Furries know that they aren't actually the anthropomorphic fursona that they like to pretend that they are. You're allowed to not like something, but the second you start making shit up is when I take issue. I also have to call you out on your hypocrisy. You called out bigoted Christians and Muslims for being prejudiced, but you're showing prejudice against furries because of your bad interactions with a couple of them. I've had a couple of bad interactions with Transformers fans, but I'm not going to paint the whole fandom as cancerous because of those fringe individuals. It sure as hell doesn't help that you have the gall to say that others have a narrow viewpoint in your follow-up video where you read emails from angered ex-fans.
Hey, let's hug by random furries who have come up to me when I'm talking to other people and have hugged me from behind, and then they make the little noises and stuff and don't talk to me, which has made me feel uncomfortable. When I see someone who is a furry or someone tells me a furry, I am not offended by that, but I do have an initial judgment on them when they tell me such things. But here's the thing you must understand. Just because something doesn't affect me does not mean that I cannot speak about that said thing. If I don't like a fandom, or I think a fandom is toxic and I give reasons for why I don't like the fandom, just because it doesn't affect me, you seem to be under the delusion that if it doesn't affect you, therefore I am unable or not allowed to speak about it. And that's just simply not the case. I'm a big supporter of freedom of speech. I am fully aware of consequences of what I say and how I say things. But please don't live your life under such a small, narrow-viewed mentality of just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean you can't speak out against it.
Like you said, those were instances where random furries, keyword random, came up to you and hugged you without you saying it was okay to do so. Daniel, I'm going to have to ask you to
keep that same energy.
That's all I have the patience for today. Like I always say, do not go out of your way to harass anyone that I make videos on. You're not welcome in my garage. Besides that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and gotta zoom.